wondering if you feel that another leader will have more success than you will at beating Pierre Poilievre in the next campaign.
Pierre Poilievre's vision for this country is not the right one for Canadians. Stopping the fight against climate change doesn't make sense. Backing off on the values and strength in diversity that Canada has always worked to pull itself together on is not the right path for the country. Attacking journalists, the CBC institutions, that's not what Canadians need in this moment. We need an ambitious, optimistic view of the future, and Pierre Poilievre is not offering that. And I look forward to the fight as progressives across this country stand up for the kind of vision for a better country that Canadians have always carried, despite the tremendous pressures around the world to think smaller, to veer towards the hard right, and to be less ambitious for what we can be and do as a country when the world really needs Canada.
That's not an answer, though. Yes or no? Is there another leader that could beat him?
Absolutely.
Sur le leader?
Oui.
Est-ce que vous
Pierre Poilievre.
en français, s'il vous plaît, merci.
Harper broke Parliament to avoid a no-confidence vote that he knew he was going to lose because the three opposition party were going to vote against him. Exactly like the situation in which you find yourself today. At the time, Stéphane Dion had said, and I quote, that this was against the Constitution, an affront to democracy. So I'd like to know why what was bad for Conservatives of Stephen Harper should be good for the Liberals of Justin Trudeau. The Governor General in 2008 had correctly concluded that the House had just given their confidence formally to the Harper government, regardless of a signed letter, which was a political document. The voice of the House counts. Therefore, before stopping work at the House before the holidays, we had 3 no-confidence votes, 3 confidence votes. And we will have to retest the confidence of the House in March to get through the necessary budget elements to make the government work.
In 2008, the Governor General correctly concluded that because the very last times in the previous weeks that the confidence of the House had been tested, it had passed that confidence test. Stephen Harper continued to have the confidence of the House, and it actually would bear out because as soon as they came back from the prorogation, Stephen Harper won a confidence vote once again. So a political document or political speeches doesn't carry the kind of weight that winning a confidence vote means. But this prorogation will take us only into March, and there will be confidence votes in March in the passing of supply that will allow Parliament to weigh in on confidence in a way that is entirely in keeping with all the principles of democracy and the workings of our strong institutions.
Mais avec respect, Monsieur Trudeau, y a-t-il pas
With respect, Mr. Trudeau, isn't there something anti-democratic of suspending the possibility of Parliament of expressing its no confidence? The time it takes for your party to find its savior, shouldn't it just refer to the electors and voters and trigger an election? Hélène, you've very clearly seen, like everybody in the parliamentary press,
fonctionne plus.
the extent to which Parliament hasn't been working for the past few months. We're stuck in this question of privilege. There are obstruction motions constantly, and we've accomplished very little during the past few months in Parliament. Now, Parliament needs a reset. It needs to calm itself down, to get back to work for Canadians and not doing little politics constantly, which is what we're seeing from the Conservatives. So this reset has two elements to it. First, a prorogation, so that we can start anew with a fresh approach to Parliament. And yes, the Liberal Party will go through a leadership race, because I expect that if I don't lead the party during the next elections, the polarization that we're currently seeing in Parliament should also calm down. So Canadians need a Parliament that works, particularly in this complex times, and these two elements will represent the reset that's necessary for Parliament. Can you do this in English?